with late game execution.
No, ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
First, I want to address the big-eyed, big-nosed bastard that calls himself Gilbert Arenas. But before I get in here, yesterday, kind of took yesterday off a little bit. I did make one video, but it was, you could say, a little bit too preoccupied with what's going on at Southern Cal. Now, I do have family that lives out there, and those, well, not really in the areas that have been burned, but near those areas that have been devastated by the wildfires. It's just so funny. I was out there 3 or 4 weeks ago now, in the area where those fires were at, and it's just, word, trying to think of the word to describe it. I guess it could be described as heartbreaking. Many people that have lost their livelihoods, been evacuated because of these fires. They think it's possibly these fires could have started due to the high winds that sometimes blanket SoCal. The high winds could have knocked down power lines that could have sparked a fire. And partially the blame is these high winds. California is known for some of the times of their high winds. Trust me, first dust storm was in California, and trust me, it was an experience I never want to experience again, because in a dust storm like that, you cannot see anything. But yeah, and just the winds do make these fires even worse than what they were and what they're supposed to be. It's part of the reasons why some of them can't be contained. And now, majority of people I know, I don't want to say it's a balance, but majority of people I know live in Riverside County, which is basically next door to LA County. And even in Riverside County, they have to turn the power off in some areas so they can avoid what happened in LA County don't happen in Riverside County, San Bernardino County, probably even Orange County, probably even a little bit of San Diego County, because San Diego County has had a history of burning in flame. I think it was around my senior year or junior year. They had fires out there, big time fires out in San Diego County that even was like 15 minutes away from where I went to school at. You could see them, smoke everywhere. But yeah, as precaution, they had to turn the electricity off so they can avoid fires. So they did that to my parents' house. So at times they're without power, but they're fine. But yeah, mine's kind of preoccupied with what's going on out there. Lots of people losing a lot of stuff. I'm sure some people have said some insensitive stuff. California deserves it, whatever. Just to know it can easily happen in Arizona, because Arizona has their history of wildfires, not as much as California, but they do. Nevada too. Everybody has their own type of disaster. Just a couple months ago, it happened in Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee. So prayers and thoughts are up to the people in LA, no matter their financial situation. I don't know why everybody gets so caught up in whatever. It's just stupid. But anyways, speaking of people from California, Gilbert Arenas. As we all know, as of right now, I know Clippers game tomorrow night. I think they play tonight, I should say. I think they play the Charlotte Hornets. It's canceled or postponed, even though that is in South LA, Inglewood. Lakers game against the Spurs, I think they might be playing the Spurs. It's postponed. That's downtown LA. It's postponed, right? So, yeah, there'll be no Laker games in the next couple of days. They even moved the Rams Vikings playoff game from SoFi to out here in State Farm. out in Glendale. So they've done that. Might be going to that game. But yeah, there ain't gonna be no LeBron videos for a couple of days now. At least pertaining to the current day. But my point I'm trying to make, what's all connected to this, is Gilbert Arenas has said some of the most zaniest, stupidest, silly stuff, right? Larry Bird wasn't that good. Giannis is overrated. Larry Bird is overrated. Kobe was a psychic. Stuff like that, right? So he says us YouTubers, once LeBron retires, we won't have anything to talk about. We got to make as many videos as possible before LeBron retires, because LeBron is our money ticket, our meal ticket. A lot of the stands repeat that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again ad nauseum. And every time I see it in my comment section, I'm like, you don't know my final situation. How you figure, my financial situation? How you figure that it's all relying on YouTube and views about LeBron? How y'all know that? How you know that about any of us? But let me reveal to all of y'all, including subscribers and the knucklehead Lestans and Gilbert Arenas, this channel, the money I receive from this channel does not make an impact on my financials right now. Let's just say that, on my financials. It really doesn't. This is just like side money for me. Money to whatever. Effort money. I don't have to rely on YouTube to make money. First of all, that's a stupid financial plan to rely on YouTube for money, because you only get it one time a month. Unless you one of these YouTubers who got over 1 million subscribers and other things going on, then yeah. Yes, I'm not like that. But you also know what? I also got a job, people. I got a job. I got another side hustle too. That takes a lot of energy, but also makes me a lot of money too. It gets me a lot of money. I know some people right now, the inflation and all that stuff, are struggling. Yeah, I took a itsy bitsy hit with the inflation. Everything got to pay $5. Well, think about $5 for eggs. I think it was some type of bird flu going on or something like that. So eggs prices are quadruple for that reason. I went to the grocery store. I'm like, why does it cost $26 for eggs now? Like a big pack of eggs. But anyways, inflation hasn't hit me that bad. It's well enough for me to afford my own place, afford to go on vacations, afford to put gas in both of my cars, both of my cars are paid off now. So whatever, but enough to pay the insurance, enough to put in my savings even without YouTube. It's enough for me to get by and live comfortably. So I don't really need YouTube money like that. That's why I'm not always on here. That's why I took a day off. I don't need it like that. Some of you Lestans, just to say, I'm going to correct myself. Lestans imply that I need the YouTube money in LeBron for views. No. My second point is, though, Gilbert, silly Gilly. Gilly, hilly, hitty, billy, jilly. Weren't you just using Jordan for views yourself? See, once a player retires, especially someone in the atmosphere of LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, whoever, even Steph Curry himself, once they retire, there's always going to be talk about them. Jordan talk, for the most part, has been positive. I think everybody knows Jordan or sees Jordan as the GOAT. There are a few negatives about Jordan, but there's more positives when it comes to Jordan's career than negatives. See, once LeBron retires, there'll be some positives. And there's going to be a lot of negatives that come up because we all think this guy may be on some stuff, may be in some stuff. So he's always going to be a talk. And you know what? LeBron's always got to put himself in the middle of everything. So he's always going to be there, even after he retires. So the views will still be coming in, even after he retires. It's just not just going to stop once he retires. When I first started this channel, I ain't talking about LeBron like that. I tried my best to avoid it. But once he does knucklehead stuff, stuff that we got to call out, of course we're going to talk about it. Of course. And even after LeBron retires, there'll be another player that's going to be talked about a lot. The cycle keeps on going. Silly Gilly. There's always going to be another player that rises up and be somewhat controversial, polarizing, always to be talked about. It's always been, 2025 now? Jordan retired in 2023. It's 22 years since he retired, and we're still talking about the greatness of him. And 20 years from now, we're going to still be talking about the somewhat greatness of LeBron and the mostly negative of LeBron. Hopefully, I ain't on YouTube 20 years talking about this at age 54. Nah, I want to be done with YouTube. I don't know about being done with YouTube, but talk about something else about YouTube is still around by that time. But the point is, Silly Gilly, first of all, you don't know any of our financial situations. Second of all, LeBron is always going to be a topic of discussion. And third of all, there will be always someone else to talk about that's going to bring in the views. Everybody's so worried about views. Silly Gilly don't realize that he got to use Jordan to get his views. And also LeBron and anybody else. Especially when you bogarting all the algorithms anyway. Because you're a former NBA basketball player. Compared to us, nobody's apparently. So, anyways, that whole notion that we're going to be broke or channels are going to be dead as soon as LeBron retires, that's the most stupid falsehoods I ever heard in my life. Because there are always going to be somebody to talk about in the NBA. There always will be. Now, I do want to address something Kendrick Perkins said. And this is going back and forth with Charles Barkley once again. I don't know. I'm not going to get all into it. Some of the stuff Kendrick Perkins said could possibly be right. But there's one thing that stuck out of what he said in the interview. I don't know who he was interviewing. We on ESPN got to talk about LeBron, Steph, and KD. Because they deserve to be talked about. Okay. That's fine and cool and dandy. You thinking ESPN and whatever, Fox Sports, whatever. You guys think you got to talk about LeBron. But here's the thing. Don't you guys know you're contributing to the sloppy ratings, the low ratings? If you want to promote the league, if you don't want us to talk about the league in a negative way, how about you guys start promoting these younger players? Promoting the up-and-coming players. LeBron, Steph, KD, their time is almost up. It's like what's the call? I can't even think of what it's called. The thing they used to monitor time that has sand and it starts from is it a time capsule? I can't think of what it is, but you got the sand at the top and the sand slowly trickles down to the other side, the bottom part of the thing. I forgot what it's called. They used it in Aladdin or something like that. It was used in Aladdin. It was used in all different movies. But you know what? I hope you guys know what I'm talking about when it means that. But their time is slowly coming up. they're just both of them are just wasting their teams. But anyways, yeah, silly Gilly and people like him. Nah, we YouTubers, some of us are fine. I can't speak for everyone, but myself, we'll be fine. And after LeBron leaves, there will always be someone else to come take the spot and get views on YouTube. But anyways,